Is we live? Let's see if we live. It says we live, but let me see if I can hear myself. I don't be hearing myself, bro. Okay, so we live. The joint can hear me. Okay, so we live. The joint can hear me. Alright, bro. Alright, we live. So, we're gonna have to start over again because it's screwed up again. I need to start wearing these headphones when I do this. We're not gonna talk about that, but we're gonna start over. We have to start over from four guys. But you know what? You know what? That's fine. That's fine. Because it's kind of cool reading this anyways. So yeah, especially biofeedback, bro. What the fuck, bro? Look, even if this is fake, this is craziness. Okay, okay, we have to, my dear subjects, anybody who's listening, right? We have to understand that um this may not be 100% accurate. Shit, it's probably about 50% accurate, but it sounds cool, and I'm gonna read it. Biofeedback. It's again is by CIA boys, your boy, the ones that's gonna come knocking at your door if you cross the waters, or come knocking at your door, regardless. Shout out to your boy, Lieutenant Colonel. You lucky I don't remember his name. I think it's McDonald. McDonald. I mean, I'm gonna be petty. We're gonna go up there and we're gonna see. Oh, right, right. I gotta remember. Department of the Army. Subject analysis and assessment of gateway process. This was conducted. Well, this wasn't conducted, but this was typed up. I guess is the final stage, 1983, and this came out for public release, 2003. Ah, ah, that was he was shredding me for this. I need to stop doing this with this man. We come knocking in my goddamn door. Talk about why my name in your mouth. Motherfucker gonna pull up on me like goddamn Debo. Real quick. You know, need a chain. Goddamn. Grandma bought me a chain. I know. God damn it. Ice Craig won the one with the chain. I think it was DJ Pooh. All right, we know that. I know. I'm just referencing Friday. Motherfucker gonna pull up on a nigga like Debo at his job. Did your mom crow? Excuse me. All right, tangent over. Um, I'm gonna change this so y'all can see a little better. Damn, we're already 3 minutes in. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. All right, without further ado, our ramble is over. We're gonna go ahead. Biofeedback number 4. Uh, the third one was transcendental meditation, and now we're gonna go into biofeedback. The third consciousness altering methodology, which will be briefly described as biofeedback. Biofeedback is somewhat unique in that it actually employs the self-cognitive powers of the left hemisphere to gain access to such areas of the right brain as the lower cerebral, motor, and sensory cortices, and assorted pain or pleasure centers. And these are really long sentences. This is why they want researchers to dumb shit down for goddamn high schoolers. For this. should be confusing as fuck sometimes. Alright, I'm sorry. I keep going on tangents, y'all. My bad. Instead of suppressing the left hemisphere as is done in hypnosis, or largely bypassing and ignoring it as is done in transcendental meditation, biofeedback teaches the left hemisphere first to visualize the desired result and then to recognize the feelings associated with the experience of successful right hemisphere access to the specific lower cerebral cortex, pain or pleasure, or other areas in the manner needed to produce the desired result. Special self-monitoring devices such as the digital thermometer, excuse me, the digital thermometer are used to inform the left brain when it succeeds in keying the right hemisphere into assessing the appropriate area. Once this is done, the left brain can then repeatedly instruct the right brain to reestablish the pathways involved so as to produce the same external objective measures of success. In this way, the pathways are strengthened and emphasized to such an extent that left brain consciousness is enabled to access appropriate areas of the right brain using a conscious demand mode. Interesting. For example, if the subject wishes to increase the circulation in the left leg in order to speed up healing, he may concentrate with his left brain on achieving that result while carefully monitoring a digital thermometer connected to the left leg. When a concentrated when excuse me, when a concentrated effort begins to achieve success, the digital thermometer will register an increase in the temperature of the left leg. At that point, the subject can mentally, left brain, associate the sensations experience with the result achieved and can begin to emphasize by memory recall the same process to cause its straightening by affirmation and repetition. Affirmation and repetition. You gotta will it to existence, right? Now we've seen that. I've seen that in some movies. I've seen that before. Stick goddamn. So they're saying stick the thermometer to the leg, right? Concentrate. You'll know it's working when the thermometer or the left leg heats up, right? That's just not just, but um, okay. And then the first part was like when the dude was saying you visualize the result and then recognize the feelings associated with the experience, the successful right hemisphere, the excess, all that jazz. That's what people will be telling you what it's all in our minds, right? That's what that sounds like. But it sounds like some superpower stuff, boy. But it also sounds like because isn't it heating up with swelling? Well, heating the body isn't exactly swelling. Swelling is associated with the body heating up in that area, right? That's why the body heats up to get rid of toxins and shit like that. But normally, I guess that's what they talking about before. It was uncontrolled, so it kind of it does its own thing. That's what this is trying to do is control it. Control that daggone was it swelling? It sounds like a superpower. Shout out to Superfro. We going goddamn Gene. Shout out to Gene. Hey, I should use some of this mental. Use some of this powers and some shit. All right. I'm sorry. I went on a tangent again. Um. So back where we ended. On to the last part, right at the top. The same process to cause its strengthening by affirmation and repetition. In this way, pain can be blocked, healing can be enhanced, malignant tumors can apparently be suppressed and ultimately destroyed. The body's pleasure centers can be stimulated, and a variety of specific physiological results may be achieved. In addition, biofeedback may be used to greatly accelerate achievement of deep meditative states, particularly for beginners who have no experience in meditative techniques and whose progress in that methodology is enhanced through effective visualization and external objective affirmation. Display of the display of the subject's brainwave pattern on a cathode ray tube has proven to be a laboratory validated means by which subjects may quickly learn to place themselves in profoundly relaxed states categorized by the sort of quietude and singularity of mental focus associated with advanced meditation. A brainwave display of the subject's brainwave pattern on a cathode ray tube. A cathode ray tube. What in the is a cathode ray tube? That's crazy. Alright, where we at? Yeah, alright. I'm gonna read number 5. Challenge. Read it straight through before commenting and going on a tangent. Whenever I have to read. Whenever I even have. Alright, let's see how we can do that. Okay, so number 5 is gateway and hemisync. Um, Now that we have briefly profiled the basic mechanics of the principal techniques for altering or expanding consciousness which share some of the objectives and or methods employed in the gateway experience, we may proceed to focus on what that technique actually involves. Fundamentally, the gateway experience is a training system designed to bring enhanced strength, focus, and coherence to the amplitude and frequency of brainwave output between the left and right hemispheres so as to alter consciousness, moving it outside the physical sphere so as to ultimately escape even the restrictions of time and space. The participant that gains access to the various levels of intuitive knowledge which the universe offers. What differentiate what differentiates the gateway experience from forms of meditation is its use of the hemisync technique, which is defined in a monograph by Monroe Institute trainer Melissa Yeager as a state of consciousness defined when the EEG patterns of both hemispheres are simultaneously equal in amplitude and frequency. Although hemisync seems to be rather rare and only short duration in ordinary human consciousness, Melissa Yeager states that audio techniques developed by Bob Monroe can induce and sustain hemisync with the Institute's basic Focus 3 tapes. She also notes that studies conducted by Elmer and Alice Green at the Menninger Foundation have shown that a subject with 20 years of training in Zen meditation could consistently establish hemisync at will, sustaining it for over 15 minutes. Dr. Stuart Quimlow, a psychiatrist, apologies, Dr. Stuart Quimlow, a psychiatrist and the research associate of the Monroe Institute, reports that in our studies of the effect of the Monroe tape system on brainwaves, we have found that the tapes encourage the focusing of brain energy. It can be measured, as with the light bulb, in watts, into a narrower and narrower frequency band. This focusing of energy is not unlike the yoga concept of one-pointedness, which may translate to Western terms as single-mindedness. Dr. Twimlow goes on to observe that as the individual gets into the tapes beyond focus 3, there is a gradual increase in the brainwave size, which is a measure of brain energy or power. I do apologize if that was kind of choppy. But that's interesting. Um, interesting. What the heuristic technique is and its purpose. So, uh, interesting. One pointedness. Focus is not unlike the yoga concept of one pointedness, which may translate in Western terms as single mindedness. With these tapes, this can help activate the hemisync technique. But really, this isn't really a technique because you said somebody with 20 years of experience can do it for like 15 minutes. And I guarantee you, it's somebody from either India or Africa. It's one of them two. It's one of them two. One of them two Zen masters. So this isn't really a technique. We're just learning how to access parts of our brain to explore what they can offer, what extra knowledge they can offer us. But the gateway fundamentally is the gateway is a training system. I think that's flawed from the get. They're calling the hemisync is the left and right brain according to EEG. I think that's like according to the EEG, it's like electrical thing, right? They're equal in amplitude frequency. That don't sound like some technique. It just sounds like something we should know how to do naturally. So they're trying to use again. It's done. Is know this because there's an individual that can naturally do this. 20 years experience consistently. So that's not a technique. I wouldn't consider that a technique. I guess they need some way to conceptualize it, I guess. Talk about it. And then so they're trying to use this way to ultimately this is an interesting note here. I hope y'all can follow. Right now my mouse is right next to the 5. Right? It's right there. Right? And I'm gonna go diagonal down to the right. Right here. Alternately this. This is what this is my issue here. So as to ultimately escape even the restrictions of time and space, you're trying to do this through, we'll say, the hemisync. I don't think the hemisync is going to do that. Is that what you do to 20 years experience in training in Zen meditation is telling you that can consistently do this? He's telling you he can escape even the restrictions of time and space? Because if, my bad, whoever, whoever this individual is, whoever the subject is with 20 years, what are they saying? His experience is pretty much what I'm just trying to do what this dude is doing. Whoever the motherfucker with 20 years experience, that's what the gateway is. Wait, expand consciousness which shared subjects, blah, blah, blah. Fundamentally, is drain system designed to bring probably inside of this. See, general gains access to very levels of intuitive knowledge which offers, universe offers. Let me see. Alright, look, I'm definitely missing something here because wait, what differentiates the gateway experience from forms of meditation is the use of the hemisync. The hemisync is again on the EEG, right? There's simultaneous amplitude and frequency. But you have someone, you can artificially do it with these focus 3 tapes or induce it, but you have a subject that can naturally do this through training, through meditation. So how's the hemisync different from this form of meditation? Why don't you just call it Zen meditation? It sounds like it's the exact same thing. What differentiates the forms is the use of the. Oh, this is what doesn't make sense to me. Just if anyone ever listens to this, someone explain this to me because this is where it's hicking me up. This is the same thing the subject what 20 years is doing, and they did it. It was 20 years of Zen meditation. So how's the hemisync different from this type of meditation? Why don't you just call it this meditation? It sounds like it's the exact same thing. If you got somebody that can do it naturally on a consistent basis at will, I don't get it. And what is this subject telling you of their experience with the hemisync? Are they saying that they can ultimately escape even the restrictions of time and space? I don't think you need to do that to access various levels of intuitive knowledge which the universe offers. I don't think you have to escape the restrictions of time and space to do that. Literally, this sounds literally just like a natural brain ability to do. We just don't know how to do it. Just learn about the brain. This ain't a take. This doesn't. This. What am I missing here? I went off on a tangent. At least I read it through. But again, I'm gonna go off. If anybody ever reads this, listens to this, somebody please tell me what I'm getting. What am I mixing up here? Because again, if someone can use meditate, it says the difference between is the different forms of meditation, but you can achieve this hemisync through meditation. Is you just gotta meditate to achieve it for 20 years plus. Or in these guys' way, you can just use these focusing tapes. But it still isn't a technique to me if you gotta be induced to use it. Alright, I'm out. Super Goshen. I hope this. I hope this. I hope y'all can hear the audio. With that said, I'm out. 99.